We have 1,000 yellow tulips to plant here today. But this garden is especially special because on our first project, we had a member who felt that it was very meaningful and touched her heart, Maria Remillard. And she was a big part of the Women's Success Network. And unfortunately, we lost Maria. We lost Maria to cancer. And we're fortunate enough today to have some of her family members here today.
So we have the biking old man here. Maria was a giving person. She gave so much to her community. Hence, this memorial garden of yellow tulips to be planted by some of the member organizations that she was with. Enjoy. Friends, family, and community. We gathered together today to plant 1,000 tulips. Working hard. Setting them to bed. It's Maria's garden. Let's hear now from some of Maria's community members that are involved here with this planting of Maria's garden.
Decades we had cases together. She was a very worthy adversary. We had trials together. We battled it out in the courtroom, but when we exited the courtroom, we were friends. We were colleagues. We shared ideas, we shared passions, and I was always touched and impressed with Maria's incredible energy and her willingness and her determination to give back. She was very active in the community. She was very active in the Bar Association. She was always volunteering her time in the community, volunteering her time in the Bar Association. She was extremely smart. People would rely on her expertise and her wisdom all the time. And when I moved from Ashland to the Douglas area and I was looking for a connection with the community and I joined the Women's Success Network, I came out to plant yellow tulips 2 years ago in September, and there was Maria. And I was super happy to, in the middle of COVID and everybody was feeling a little sheltered, and to have this opportunity with a colleague to give back to the community and to build a Hope Garden near the community center was really amazing. And to see the tulips blossom in the spring just gave an incredible amount of hope.
How did you know Maria?
Oh, sure.
Tell us about Maria.
Well, I met Maria on our first yellow tulip project, which was in Northbridge, and she freely volunteered her time for our Women's Success Network committee of the Blackstone Valley Chamber. She really believed in what we were doing. We were trying to strike the stigma of mental health issues, especially bring to light the stresses that high school and middle school kids go through, and the uptick in youth suicide. So she really took this to heart. She helped us plant over 1,000 tulips that day in 2 different gardens. And then Maria also volunteered for our service program at Community Harvest Project and helped us with the tomato plants at Community Harvest Project, where they grow produce that is given away, hundreds of thousands of pounds of produce, to food banks and disadvantaged families who wouldn't ordinarily get fresh fruit and produce. She really was a giving individual, and I knew her through her service. We're very pleased to be here today for the 2 reasons. 1, the Yellow Tulip Project, as I said, and 2, to remember Maria. This is truly Maria's garden, and we've had an outpouring of the community to come here and help plant our 1,000 tulips. And even the kids at our school for workforce development created a sign that says Maria's Garden, so we can always remember that this was planted with our hearts too.
All right. So I met Maria at a Women's Success Network. She joined the community service committee that we put together, and actively became involved right away. Like Barbara said, she liked to give back, so she helped plan a lot of our events. Got really engaged in giving us thoughts on what we could, what we should think about doing, or how could we do things differently. And first project that we all did together was a yellow tulip project at the community center and the town common in Northbridge. And she just enjoyed being outdoors. She enjoyed being with other people, giving back to her community, and I enjoyed her company. And her last project with us was at Community Harvest Project, which grow in Grafton, which grows food for the Worcester County Food Bank and the local food pantries. And it was pouring rain. We were outside, and we still all had a great time. We were all working on tomato plants, and we were muddy and we were wet, but we had a great time. And she was talking about wanting to do it again, and so she was going to plan the next one. Unfortunately, it wasn't long after that she was diagnosed and could not make that next one. So, but we were excited to, I felt honored to have met her and inspired by her. So I'm wearing teal today for ovarian cancer awareness because I think it is so important, as Maria tried to bring people's awareness up to, it's one of those ones that there's no screening for. And my mom passed away in 2021 from ovarian cancer, so I'm all too familiar with the pain and suffering that people go through because it's often, unfortunately, diagnosed too late. So hopefully, in my lifetime, or at least in my niece's lifetime, there will be a way to do some screening. Thank you.
I acknowledge that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I am a breast cancer survivor. In 2019, March of 2019, was diagnosed with breast cancer. I wasn't sick, I had no symptoms, I had no lumps. Thankfully, I went for my annual mammogram, and they found out that I had a type of breast cancer that had I not gone for my mammogram, it would have gone undetected, and I never would have known that I had it, and it would have been a very different result. Here I am today. I shared my journey with Maria because I was finishing up my journey when she was beginning her journey. And I spent time with her. I was blessed and happy that I had that opportunity to spend time with her towards the end, that I communicated with her, that I shared tears with her, and that I got to know her in a different way than I had known her for decades. And so I'm really pleased to be here today and really happy to have everybody here planting a commemorative garden and a way of bringing Maria's hope and optimism to the community, so that every time you drive by and you see this beautiful garden spring after spring, you will be reminded of Maria and her energy and everything that she gave back to the community. So let's do it. Thanks for coming.
On behalf of Maria's family, friends, and local community, we thank you, her online community, for your support. Thanks to the Blackstone Valley Chamber and Women's Success Network for this Maria's Garden.